Today on the Hopefulist, the joy of chasing your dream. Football is back, and what is the best movie line ever?
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. Happy Friday. It is August 9th, 2019. And yes, we made it. It is indeed Cocktail Friday. The day after Joe's birthday, where I spoiled him rotten. I started off his day with some pastries from our favorite bakery, a huge apple fritter that he had to eat in 2 segments because that's how big it is. What else did I get him? I got him a T-shirt. He loves T-shirts. Now, let's not forget, I got him a wood pellet grill not that long ago. So that's kind of his present. But, I couldn't let it go by without being acknowledged and celebrated, as my man is now been on this earth for 49 years. I've been joking with him saying, happy 50th, babe. And he's like, I'm not 50. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday, didn't I? So anyway, left his coffee out for him, all ready to go. I put some Post-it notes up around the house telling him, happy birthday, it's your day, this, that, the other thing. I got some balloons for him that I hid, and yesterday he's like, where did you hide the balloons? I'm like, in the closet. That's where I hid the balloons. And I have to tell you, with the Post-it notes, it's funny. The first year that Joe and I lived together, he put Post-it notes everywhere when I woke up on my birthday. I mean, everywhere. And as I was walking out of the house that morning, the last Post-it note that he had put up was on the door that said, by the way, we need more Post-it notes, which I just thought was hysterical. So I left him. And I didn't use as many as he did because I got the balloons and I got him a card from me and a card from Tucker. I got him a card from Tucker that says, guess what? Chicken butt. But then I wrote Tucker butt on the actual card. He had actually seen that card because that's like a running joke with us. Chicken butt. We call Tucker chicken butt. And last year for his birthday, I had got him a shirt that says, guess what? With a picture of a chicken and an arrow to his butt. He didn't know that guess what chicken butt was a thing. I'm like, oh my God, it's totally a thing. I can't believe that we've been saying this all this time and you didn't realize that that was a thing. So I got him that shirt last year, and then we were in Acme one day just picking up something quickly, and we were walking through the card section, and he happened to see this card that said, guess what? You open it up, and it's a chicken, and it has one of those butts that kind of come out at you as you open up the card. He's like, oh, look at this. Isn't this great? So I went back the next day. That was about a month or so ago. I went back the next day, bought the card so that I could give it to him from our girl Tucker. And I think it was a very good birthday. Then I ordered some takeout for him because I didn't want to have him come home and heat up a Marie Callender's Popeye for dinner like he normally has. So we got a little bit of... We tried the new place around the corner. It's been here for a little while. They are very nice there, I have to say. I've complained that I think their prices are too high, and I still think their prices are too high. But I got Joe some fish and chips, which he enjoyed, and I just got a chicken wrap because I'm trying to be a little bit good. A little bit. Not enough because they also had fried Twinkies, and I did get 2 of those. I only had half, though. Joe and I split one. So there's still one left. I think we're going to have to reheat that up. I'm not sure how you do that because it's basically, I've never had a fried Twinkie before. It's basically just a Twinkie covered in funnel cake batter and then deep fried. Yeah, I could have just had the funnel cake. I didn't need the Twinkie. So it was a good day. I'm glad that my man had a lovely birthday, and now we have all weekend to kick back, relax, and enjoy the amazing weather that is on tap for us. We're looking at mid-80s, very low humidity, which is awesome. I cannot wait. Joe gets home around 5:30 tonight. We're going to kick back, pop open an adult beverage, and just relax. Been a long week. Been a long week for both of us. So Another great thing that happened was football. Yes, football was on last night. I am so excited. Now, the Eagles lost, and Nate Sudfeld got hurt, apparently broke his wrist. He's having surgery today. They're saying it is not a season-ending injury, but it's not a good time for him to be hurt because this is where he sees his most action because he is the backup. They did not put Carson Wentz in at all. He wasn't even suited up. Neither was Zach Ertz. A couple of the starters, Deshaun Jackson, not suited up. I don't know. I guess they're going to play them for a couple of rounds next week. That's okay. I would have loved to have seen a little bit of my boys in action. Like I said, they lost. It's preseason. It doesn't mean a darn thing. I'm not worried about it. The Giants did win. They beat the Jets. So, it's always good when you have a win. But again, it's just preseason. So we'll see how it goes. I wanted to mention some of the commercials. Football has the best commercials. They really do. Do you remember? And they don't really do them anymore. And I'm so sad. Do you remember the old Southwest commercials when they used to have these little scenarios and they would end it with, it's beginning to look like football season? So funny. A couple of my favorites was, one is people are standing in line at, I assume it's like a grocery store or something, and a man is in front of this woman, and he drops his keys. So he bends over to pick them up, and she gets down underneath him like she's a quarterback, and she's like, 72, 15, 4, hut. His face is just like, what is going on? They're so funny. There was another one in the grocery store that I loved. And you know how, like, when a cashier goes in the grocery store to open up a new lane, they turn the light on? So this is what happened. There was a long line, and then somebody goes into another register, and he turns on his light, and he goes, I'm open. This guy just grabs a pineapple and throws it to him. Gets perfect spiral to him. Hits him right in the head. They crack me up. Oh my God, they're so funny. They are so funny. So I'll try to contain myself. But Geico had a pretty cool commercial on last night. Now, all of their, famous people that they've, made so famous, like the caveman and the gecko, of course. And they had all of these, favorites from all of the commercials in the past. And they're all in this trailer together getting makeup done and chit-chatting or whatever. And somebody says, where's the camel? Because the camel started with the hump day thing. And the caveman goes, he's got his own trailer. So then they cut to the camel sipping from a straw from a drink that he has in his own trailer. So I'm looking forward to some of the commercials. I think that people save up their budget to put together the best commercials for football season, because if you think about it, football and the news are probably the only, well, other sports as well, but I think football has the most viewership. That is the one time when you do not, kind of DVR and go back and muddle through the commercials. You watch these shows live. You watch the news live most of the time. You watch sports live. So that's when they really shine. That's when they're going to put out their best work. And they do. These commercials are hysterical. Come on, Southwest. Bring back. It's beginning to look like football. But real quickly, I wanted to give you a little bit of trivia in case you didn't know this. I saw this while I was watching Ellen. Do you know who the voice of the camel is for Geico? He's the one that goes, Mike, 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 Mike. What day is it? Hump day. Do you know who that is? It's Toby from This Is Us. That's right, Chris Sullivan. He is the voice of the Geico camel. How cool is that? Yeah, he was discussing it one time when he was on Ellen. So you can look it up. It's true. Now you got a little bit of trivia. So I'm going to move right on to the topic today because we've got a lot to get through. Apparently a trending topic was, what is the best movie line ever? And that's, it's kind of a tall order, right? So many movies, so many great lines. The first one that popped into my head, and I didn't say it, somebody else did, I believe Marcy did, was, I'll have what she's having, which, of course, is from When Harry Met Sally. And that's after she did her whole fake orgasm scene. And the older woman who said, I'll have what she's having, actually was Rob Reiner's mother, who directed the film. Another little bit of trivia for you. So I'm going to go over some of these. I had written initially, just to see if people knew what it was, You're My Exception. And that is from the movie He's Just Not That Into You, because there was this relationship between the two people, and I can't remember their names now because there were so many people in that movie. I know their real names. No, I don't even know their real names. The one, Justin Long, I can't remember the girl's name. She went on to Ever After, Happily, that, I don't even think it's on anymore. All right, I have not prepared properly once again. But anyway, he had been kind of coaching her on how to stop getting, stood up all the time and how to stop getting treated horrible by men. And she's like, no, but all these guys, you hear all these stories about this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, that's the exception, not the rule. And she's like, and then she keeps telling her friend, she's like, apparently all these stories that we cling to and think is going to happen, that's the exception. And we're not the exception. We're the rule. So they get into this big fight and, she declares her love for him. And he's like, no, we're just friends, blah, blah, blah. And then he realizes later that he is in love with her. So he shows up at her door and she's like, but this guy told me, that's not the rule. That's the exception or whatever. And she's like, are you saying that I'm the exception? He's like, well, you're my exception. So I just thought that was really great. So anyway, Sandy says either get busy living or get busy dying. Do you know what that's from? One of my all-time favorite movies ever. That's right, The Shawshank Redemption. If you have not seen that movie, see it. One of the best movies ever. Jim says, I had a feeling I was going to hear this one. You can't handle the truth. Yes, Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. Awesome movie. Connie says, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. She didn't say what movie that was from, so I'm not sure. I'm just kidding. It's The Wizard of Oz. We know that. Laura says, Tawanda. That's from Fried Green Tomatoes, which I did see a long, long, long time ago. I'm not familiar with that line. But if you are familiar with the movie, I'm sure that maybe you know it as well. Joe says we're on a mission from God. That's from the Blues Brothers. Now, I chimed in with a second one. This is from When Harry Met Sally. And it says, oh, but baby fish mouth is sweeping the nation. It's so funny because that's what I used to call my partner, baby fish mouth. I'm letting you in on little secrets this morning. Today I'm giving you the goods. I'm giving you the dirt. We used to call him that because, we used to say that line all the time, baby fish mouth, just because we thought it was funny. If you remember that from the movie, they were playing Pictionary, and Sally was up trying to draw it, and the guy that her friend is dating guesses baby fish mouth when it was actually baby talk. And he starts going off. He's like, dude, that isn't even a thing, like baby talk. And he's like, and so Harry says, oh, but baby fish mouth is sweeping the nation. So it was just a really funny line. And we used to just call, my husband and I used to call my former partner a baby all the time, just the way that he acted and the way that he dealt with things. And then fish mouth just got kind of put on there at some point. So yeah, that was our little nickname for him, baby fish mouth. Dawn says, I'm drowning here and you're describing the water. As good as it gets. I had seen that movie. Don't remember that part. Apparently he was talking to Greg Kinnear because I was looking it up. Jennifer says, that was a very expensive vase, you bitch. That's from The Secret of Success with Michael J. Fox. Lorraine says, take the cannoli, leave the gun. Also didn't say what movie that was from. I think we can all guess, though. That is from The Godfather. Libby says, I want you to be nice until it's time to not be nice. And that was from Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. Lauren says, I love you more than my luggage. Do you know what that's from? Steel Magnolias. I'm not. It rings a bell, but I can't remember the actual scene. I